Good evening.
Evening.
Okay. Un momento, por favor. How's Canela Ella?
I'm assuming she's all right. She's somewhere with Perez.
Okay. Muy bien, muy bien. All right. So let me share the screeno. The screeno. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, madams and sirs. So today we had a reversal, sort of what we happened to yesterday. We basically went back up there. It was a green bag with a little bit, with not even nothing of volatility. If you look at this, um, everything was above almost 1%, especially the NASDAQ and the Russell 2K, S&P 1.03. Dow Jones almost made it to 1%, but not that much, 0.87%. For tomorrow's bag of tricks, things are looking mixy. Things are looking like they're gonna do a little pullback, but hopefully they do a dropo instead of the anticipated Santa Claus rally everybody's been talking about every day. So hopefully this downturn continues for those that like to short or be bearish, aka myself. But yeah, and oil is looking up, and the US 10-year yield is looking a little bit greenish. Really nothing of a change. So that's the overall summary for today and potentially tomorrow. Okay, so for today, you will see a lot of verde. Verde's favorite color is green. Miss Green up in here. So we're going to start with the losers. Nike, this happened in the post market. And I'm going to click on it because today was earnings, as you can see here, December 21st. So if you were planning on going for an upturn on this, you would have been wrong because it went cray down. So this tells me that probably most retailers, unless something goes drastically against the nature, most retailers will probably be in line with this and start pulling back a little bit. So as you can see, for most of the dia, it was kind of on the flattish side. Let me look at this 5-minute chart. And then it just went boom. So it started from 122 to 108. That's very drastic. That's over $12, right? Or more. 14. So yeah, that's Nike for you. Let's look at it on the daily. You will probably see it, do a gap down. If it starts at that level that is right now with the candle. So that's kind of very drastic, if you ask me. And you can see already that Dickie, BJ's pulled back as well. And if I click on these, they were probably in the post market. Let me look at that. Yep, look at this. Look at that dickety dick. Dang. So it went from 146 to 140 in a drop of the dime. Let's look at BJ's. Okay, it stayed flattish. So these were the losers of the day. Basically Nike and Dickie, this followed the post market. BJ's was the loser of the dia, Grand Central here. So if you shorted this, you will have done well. And you can see here on this candle here. We can look at Home Depot. It didn't really do that much. I started to, do a little area of support here. It has been very dramatic going up, following in line with things that have dropped in November and kind of like, hey, Santa Claus rally, here we come. Mansana, let's look at the overall. It seems to reject the 200. Unless something happens tomorrow or at the end of the year where it could do a breakout of here, then I can see that it would be past 200. But it looks like a very obvious rejection area downward. And here we have a little bit of a area of support from history right here and history right here. This level is muy importante. So if it breaks this level, then the next level of support that we have is maybe around here, this top and here. So we shall see. Maybe after the new year, it will drop a little bit because it's kind of still on the high side. So that's manzana for you. Sam, we'll skip that caca. Let's go now to the winners. Winners of the day, MU. So this also had earnings. The next earnings is March 26th. And as you can see, it almost went up 9% from this gap up. I think we heard that it didn't have like the greatest of earnings. Let me double check on that. You can even see it's red here. So yeah, it's still losing money and more than expected. So I don't know why this thing went cray cray. Because the earnings, they're losing money here. So that means after all their expenses, they're losing money. Here, their revenue was positive, but they're losing dinero. So I don't understand why this is green. So extra today, like this gap up. This is kind of a little suspect, if you ask me, unless the guidance was really positive. Chewy, also close to 7%. I also believe this had earnings recently, maybe. Oh, no. Wow, this had a tremendous day, huh? Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. You got it down here, and it would have been fantastical for you. Open did bad for those that are shorting it, but good for those people who are longing it. It's dramatic. It's just been going up and down, but it's just doing up and down, but you can see that the trend is going down. So that's looking good in terms of where it's heading. So, we have a little crossover here, like a slight up, but, hopefully it goes back down. Wayfair, I don't want to talk about it. Carvana, I don't want to talk about it. Caro, our Fabuloso, it did a little reversal on us. It didn't want to give us the money today, but you can see the trend is down. Hopefully, if it breaks below the I believe that's the 200, it will be in even greater shape because it does have to fill this gap. But continue to short this. This is a really great play, especially if you got it at the 200 level. That's fantastical for you. It's a really important area for us of rejection. It doesn't like it that much. It does have some anomalies here, but it's a clear area of rejection. ASML, we'll skip that for now. Piton, still rejecting the 6 kind of area. It went back up there, but doesn't fully break out. Tesla, kind of jumpy, if you ask me. From here, it does a little curve. The trend is up because it has higher lows. It could potentially hit 300 maybe, but the EVs haven't been in the greatest. But we did get some news today regarding some restrictions in China, yada, 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 which could be not, a catalyst. AMD, let's look at this. So is this at the ultimate high? Let's look. Okay, very close to the highs. Broke out of this level. Now the next level is this, which is there. It's starting to create an area of support. So it could break out and get here, or it could break down. But we shall see if it gets back to these peaks up here. But this has been the 52-week high. So anytime there's a 52-week high or whatever, you have to keep that in mind. Intel, somebody's favorita stock. This was the opportunity to get it, and we didn't get it. So now it's starting to sky up, rocket ship. And unless it goes with the other chips and maybe does a little bit of a rejection area around here, then wait for the price. Otherwise, you missed the boat. Dun, 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 dun. CRM will skip. DraftKings, 35.16. We'll keep an eye on that maybe and see what happens. Riviano, back to its I'll go self. It does reject this area often. So if it so it has hit it 1, 2, 3 times. Let's see if it gets there with the Santa Claus rally. If it does break out, then the next area I can see is 27. But this thing is still kind of losing money. So, and it is EV. And I don't see it as like, hey, let's go buy this. Cause if Tesla can't do it, what makes you think Rivian can do it? Americano. I should have stayed in there, but I didn't. Lucid. Um, Also another American EV. And as you can see, this is going the opposite direction because it's obviously losing lots and lots of dinero. And if it does another pop, then just get lots of shares if you can. Again, it was a green day, very much reversal of yesterday, but not as potent. NVDA 489, still not above the 500. Let's look at Google. This was, I think, compared to the other ones, Magnificent Seven, yada, 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 it was the strongest. Let me look at the percentage again.
Yes, it was
Yes.
relatively strong.
Yeah. So compared to Mansana, compared to Meta, and compared to Amazon, it was the strongest of the beasts. And it's still continuing to go up. So it could potentially break that level that we had highlighted in the mappa here. It's still not the ultimate high, but it is still reaching that almost 52-week high. And you should short it if it gets up here. It's a clear area of rejection point. Let's see what happens. Tomorrow is Friday, and I believe it's the last day. I know we still got a couple of days. We got a couple of days before the final week of the year. Fresh bet, I will ignore. Meta. There you go, Leanna. It hit 353. 353, guys. We had marked this level, and we said it would get there, and here it is. So will it get here? That's the question. We have to see if it gets here. It could get here in January. And if things are going still cray-cray, it could break off this level, but it is an area of rejection. 1 second, please. So that's an area of a breakout, and it's not rejecting it. You can see that the mountains are higher as we go. So here's the next mountain up here. So we shall see what will happen next. Just be on the watch for this. You may, if it gets to the ultimate highs, it is a good shorty short, but you got to be careful. Dollar Tree, somebody had looked at this yesterday. We'll look at it again. And there you go. It filled the gap as we had said it would for Christmas time. Amazon, that's Taco Bell actually. It's been going of a downtrend, even though from here it has been higher lows. But now it's starting to get back here to this area of rejection. So if it does a breakout here, it could potentially get down here to 197. Zoni, Amazoni. Also, doing relatively well. It's been liking that area. It's an area, so it passed this mountain that we had said it created an area of support here. It's above it. This is the next area here to see if it would get there or reject it or continue to be on this line. So this is this is an area of support, maybe 160 or so. See if it gets to 160 to either reject it or surpass it. So we shall see if this momentum keeps going. Like I said, even in after January, it could potentially get there. And this is the area that, you could potentially want to short it up here. or so, but we have to see what happens next in the next saga as the saga continues with the market. McDonald's, I like to look at it, even though I was stupid and didn't get in it, and I was harping on it. Clearly, it doesn't like this. It doesn't get to the 300 yet, but it could. But it is a level of support, very obvious area of support here between 295 and 300. It is high up here, so you gotta be careful if you are going to go long on it. You can get a few pesos for a potential short after the holidays. Oh, here's Macy at $20. Let's look at BA real quick. So yeah, if you would have gone here after earnings, man, you would have gone bien rico right now. Banco back to its high level, but just wait to get a better price. Things will go down a level set eventually. Here's an area of rejection here first at 30. I would say area of rejection is 37, 38 or so. For the time being, things are going up. We already gone over Manzana. And that's all I got, folks. So I don't have any notas, but the usual, which is caro, caro, caro. Let's look at it. It went up, of course, with the market. I was trying to get a few shares, but I didn't go cray. And I ended up getting 15 at the end of the day. I was supposed to get one here, but I didn't, because in case it goes up the yin yang tomorrow or whatever, I stepped back and said that enough is enough. I'll get some later. And that's it for now. Look at Wayfair hard buy, Carvana hard buy, Caro hard buy. Let's look at Bud. Bud was in our list yesterday, and it looked like it went really uppity up today. Look at that. It went down, flat topped. Near this area, everything was kind of boring. Then it went down, and then it went back up higher than the open. So it closed higher than what it opened. So let's look at, oh, that's this is Bud. Sorry, let me put it Bud over here. BUD. BUD. So yes, again, it is on a hard buy, but the candle is shorter from yesterday, and it was tremendously down with the market yesterday. Let me look at this again. So yeah, over here, I would say is a obvious area of rejection. Over here at 65, Leanna, I would say, or between here, 65 or so. A potential area of rejection. I think you were interested in this. To short potentially. But we shall see what the
Yes, I was, but
So,
some
may wanna-
craziness happened with my car, and it didn't.
No comment. We don't want to talk about that. Just put this on the notes. And Caro, anything else that you would like to discuss? Oh, do
No,
we have any? I'm gonna get Barron's or something soon, or once you start Diamond Dave, we can start the Barron's thing again. I think it was really good to do the news. I think the viewers like it, so we have to get back into that scenario of reading news, important stock news and stuff like that. That's all I got, my friend. Let me go back here, see if there's any nueva noticias. Let's see how the Asian markets are looking. Greenish so far because it's 9:30 in the morning over there. Nike sinks 10% after it slashes sales outlook. Let's just look at the 3 bullet points and we can KAT. Nike said it plans to cut $2 billion in costs over the next 3 years. I don't know why would that be a bad thing. The sneaker giant also cuts its revenue. Okay, there you go. outlook for the fiscal year. So I think this was what it why people went cray down. Nike fell short of Wall Street scales estimates for the second quarter in a row. So yeah, if you were shorting that, tan tan tan, bum bum bum. So here's how the sneaker giant performed compared to the Wall Street was anticipating. Earnings per share 103 versus 85. Revenue 13.39 versus 13.43. Yeah. Also, yeah, this was better. So it had good earnings, but the revenue went down, which is what they're complaining about. The company reported a net income for the the company reported net income for the 3-month period ended November 30th was 1.58 billion or 1.3 per share compared to 130 or 85. Yep, we said that up there. Sales rose about 1%. Nike is considering a leader among industry peers such as Lululemon. Sorry for the background noise. There's some crazy gorillas out here. And I don't want to read the rest, but that's all in a nutshell, these 3 bullet points. Anything else, ma'am? Oh my God. Couple has 520,000 in debt and wife had no idea. What was he like, sugar daddy or what? What he was spending on Louis Vuitton purses or what? Interessante. Okay. Anything else, ma'am? I'm gonna read this.
I'll just say I was disappointed in Hara today and Roku. And you can read the article.
Sorry.
You can read the article.
No, you want me to read it? All right. It's not uncommon for people to keep financial secrets.
Didn't you?
Oh, I didn't think you would want me to do it. I was gonna do it by myself, but I don't mind.
Okay,
I
no,
like
that's
to...
fine. Sorry, you can do it yourself. That's fine. I thought you.
No, I want to share it if you want to listen. I like reading it. I just thought this was very interesting. It caught my eye, but I didn't know if it caught your eye. Would you like me to share it and read it with you? The reason I asked is because I'm already cutting in your time, and you just said 15 minutes or less, and I'm already surpassed it. That's all. I'm trying to be mindful of the tiempo.
My timer had not went off until now. But
okay, but do you want me to? I don't mind reading it though.
Okay, that's fine. I just assumed you were going to read it when you said I'm going to read it.
I should have been more specific and clearer. It's not uncommon for people to keep financial secrets from their partners. Nearly 1 in 4 Americans in a relationship admit to keeping a money-related secret from their significant other, according to a 2023 bank rate survey. A 520,000 secret is pretty big one, though. That's how much that Aldo was hiding from his wife, Cassandra. The couple recently told self-made millionaire Ramit Sethi on his I Will Teach You to Be Rich podcast. The couple's last names were not used. Aldo and Cassandra earned a healthy joint income of 165K a year, plus Aldo said he'll earn an additional 127K in commission this year. But the couple made a number of financial decisions that land them in debt. I wonder why. What? First, they have a 339,000 mortgage as well as around 40,000 in student loans. Okay, that's normal. Then a number of planned purchases over the last couple of years, including a home renovation, multiple vacations, and ended up costing more than the couple budgeted for. They covered the difference with credit cards and personal loans, bringing their total debt up to $500,000, including over 163,000 on personal loans and credit cards at the time of the podcast recording. While Cassandra knew their family had a mortgage and at least some credit card debt, she didn't know the extent, since she let Aldo handle all of their finances. That's her number one problem. She didn't know how frequently credit cards were being used to pay for their lifestyle. Whatever. Prior to coming in the podcast, the couple said they watched his Netflix show, which led Cassandra to ask Aldo how much debt they had. Please. When he wrote it all down, I almost fell off my chair. She said on the podcast, I didn't know everything was being charged on credit cards. Maybe because you weren't paying. Aldo wasn't necessarily trying to deceive Cassandra, but he told Tati he wanted to shield his wife from feeling stressed out of their pleas. Seti takes putting off feelings, telling Cassandra about the debt, or bringing her into financial planning, let the problem get worse, and wound up hurting Cassandra. Here's why keeping money secrets from your partner can cause problems. Growing up, Aldo's family didn't have a lot of money, and he learned at a young age not to ask for things because he saw how much finances stressed out his parents, or stressed his parents out. In adulthood, he continued to believe that money is stressful and tried to handle it all on his own. As a child, he understood his family didn't have a lot. As a result, he's tried to make sure he, Cassandra, and the children had a comfortable life. Please, whatever. While she didn't know about the debt, Cassandra takes responsibility for her part in yielding all the financial decisions making to Aldo. No kidding. I sat back and let him deal with everything. Never would I have thought we'd be in this predicament, she said, but I felt hurt. I felt like we've been living a life maybe we shouldn't be living. Now it's dawning on you? Mm-hmm. Sometimes people lie about money in their relationship to hide an undesirable habit or a larger issue, but that's not the case for Aldo. Seti said he was coming from a place of love and wanting to be a hero for his family. Please, hero. Mm-hmm. In many relationships, the hero, when it comes to money, is the person who says yes. But in my view, the real hero is the one who builds a relationship with their spouse to talk about money regularly, and they truly include their spouse in decision making. That's the hero. Aldo and Cassandra were disappointed to hear Seti tell them it would probably take at least 5 years to work their way out of credit card debt and personal loans. Also, Aldo suggested using home equity line of credit to consolidate some of the debt. But Seti was concerned they see that as a quick fix that won't last. Today, I see debt upon debt upon debt. A home equity line feels like another get rich quick opportunity. Today, I see debt. Oh, sorry. HELOCs and credit card balances transfers can be useful tools for some people to get out of debt. They can streamline your debt so you only have to make one payment. It may offer lower interest rates, but you have to commit to paying off the new debt and not continue to rack up balances on your cards, which Seti doesn't believe Aldo and Cassandra will do based on their current habits. Rather than complicating their debt payoff strategy, Seti recommended Aldo and Cassandra stick to 3 black and white rules. Note that this is a plan tailored to Aldo and Cassandra's situation, and you might need a different strategy if you're looking to tackle debt. Numero 1, put every bonus or commission check toward paying off the debt. Seti recommended the couple start by putting 80% of any bonuses toward debt and 20% to build up their savings. While this will severely limit their day-to-day spending, Seti said that this is what it will take to get out of debt. No more credit cards. Aldo and Cassandra struggle to even add up how much debt they have across a variety of credit cards. If they want to pay it off, they absolutely need to stop using them. They should then close each account after the card is paid off. And last but not least, get honest about their discretionary spending. Sometimes home repairs or new clothes are necessary, but Seti encouraged Aldo and Cassandra to take the time to really consider whether a new purchase is something they need. Finding areas to cut back their spending now can help them have more to put toward their debt and help prevent them from falling back into serious debt in the future. Dun, dun, dun. The end. And the moral of the story is You just can't be like letting one person deal with the financials and not having any idea what's going on. Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Any thoughts or
I just
feedback?
think it's lies. I think she knew.
She knew that we're taking stuff up the yin yang. She's just pretending she didn't know. Come on now. It's not like they were rich to be having, such flamboyant
Yeah, that's
spending.
just like people, your husband or significant other has a drug problem or it's a freaking drug dealer and you act like you don't know.
Exactly.
It's like she just didn't care as long as she didn't have to think about the money because they were
Mm-hmm.
living the good life.
Of
Um,
course. And she didn't want to
and
be responsible for anything or admit, you know?
yeah, so
Now she's all shocked. Oh my gosh, we've spent this much money? Yeah, you have. I mean, you can't tell you've been spending stuff left and right. Come on
yeah,
now.
so hey, that's the way they wanted to live their life, so they lived it
And
that way.
they got the position they wanted to be in, and here it is.
And I'm sure that um when she got married or whatever, did she ask like, okay, how much debt are you in? Like, okay, and then like, did you guys say, oh, this is my debt? Like, I think everybody does that. Do you say, oh, do you owe anything? Do you,
Correct.
you know,
Do
do
you
you
have
have
student
bills?
loans? Do you have student
Yeah,
loans? That was one of the first discussions that we had, and that was
yeah,
one of our first goals. Was like, okay, we need to get rid of the student loan, and that's what we did.
yeah.
And
So it just
secondly,
seems
what
like,
you know, it's like you should know, like, if you're not making that much money like that, how can you be spending so much? Like, and just not even realizing that you're like racking up the stuff on the credit card. Like, isn't it obvious that you have to pay it back? I mean, if you're spending money like that and left and right on expenses, clothes, furniture, whatever you want to call it, all fufu and vacations, then it's his fault too, because he's letting this behavior continue.
it just seems obvious to me that
They all knew
um
what they all knew what was going on.
it's just like,
Okay.
hey, if you didn't want to deal with the situation and just let him figure it out, then just say that.
I
You
had
know,
no idea.
and call it a day. But don't try to pretend like
Lie.
you know that you like see no evil, hear no evil type situation. So, but everyone has their thing, you know. And it seemed like they both made good money from what I heard you reading. But
That's
they
correct.
lived,
Look at it right. Huh?
they it seemed like they both made good money. Uh, but they just
Yes.
lived beyond their means.
This is what is they made 165,000 a year combined.
Yes.
But,
So
a number of financials landed them in the debt because they were, going
if
into vacations like they
okay,
cray.
14,000 a mortgage of that amount, and then $14,000 in student loans. So what is that like? You probably pay $100 on that amount. Like that's nothing, you know.
Exactly. And they probably, with all the stuff that they spend on, they probably could have paid that off in a second.
Yeah, your mortgage you probably pay like 22, 23, the 2,500.
mhm.
So it's kind of like, yeah, that's a decent
It's
amount.
standard. It's standard stuff. This is standard, kind of standard stuff depending on the area. But this wasn't even that much either. They could have paid that in a year or less if they would have put $1,000 a month extra if they had that, or even though 250, whatever. She let Aldo handle all their finances. but you should still see what what you're spending. So it's not like she didn't realize it. And then, going on these
Trust me,
vacations,
they probably
like
be in just as much debt, if not more, if she was handling the finances. Okay, because it seemed like both of them like to spend like crazy.
mm-hmm, say that again.
And a
Anyway,
person who lets someone else handle the finances tells me that's a person who likes to spend and doesn't like just like, okay, if I want something, I'll just buy it. And they like to
yep.
buy a lot because
Yep, if I want to, and it's kind
anyone
of like what we
who
were talking about, like people just pretend that they don't, they got the plate, but they're gonna put whatever they think they need to pay or whatever, not what they actually should.
anyone who is bringing money into the house and having bills is gonna want to know like how much they're spending. At least if you just like look at it every month, even if the other person does the stuff, but you just
Yeah,
look at
if
it
the even
every once
does
in a while.
the majority of the payments and stuff, you would be like, oh, on average, or like,
This is how much
it's
the bank. Like you would be looking at accounts, like okay, well, this is how much we got in the bank. Okay, that's
yeah,
good.
you would be
Like you
looking at the
wouldn't
credit
just
card, you would
like,
be looking at the credit card that you use and be like, oh, okay, this is how much I spent on this month. Okay, yeah, look at this, man. I went a little cray cray on this Louis Vuitton.
or like, oh, here's the mail. Let me check the credit card. What have you been spending on? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right. This is, you don't just be like, I'm blind. I
I'm
don't
a kid.
know.
No, that's because this is the habits of a kid. They don't pay attention to that, so you're acting like a kid and not like an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that's what tells me you're a kid. You're below 15 years old. You can't figure this thing out. Come on now.
You're just like, I'm
It's
just gonna
that's
buy.
child's play.
I wanna buy.
That's I want to buy a chocolate. I want to buy, oh, look at this. I just buying left and right and I'm not caring. Anyway, that's the moral of the story, folks. Read this and not do it.
Yeah,
Act like an adult, not like a kid, and you be all right.
you got a minute and a half.
Tomorrow's Friday. I have to take someone to school tomorrow while others will be relaxing.
Okay. Well,
Same but
enjoy um your daily routine.
yeah, while some people will not be
Yeah.
enjoying the daily routine. I wish those people good luck and happy evenings. All right, I will talk to you mañana as usual. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Peace out.
Peace out.